Four Stories, Dublin. Today we're going to be talking about Henry Cavill and current projects with him. I'm here myself, Paul, Dean, and our old friend George.
And Liam behind camera.
Hi. Now, we covered it in our previous Henry Witcher video.
Yes.
We didn't know at the time that Henry Cavill, at the time of filming,
Was backing out.
was backing out. He had said some things in interview, and he had his reasons. And unfortunately, when we released our previous video on the Witcher universe, that happened. Now, he's walked from The Witcher. Henry Cavill, as you said to me before, is a geek. He loves this stuff.
Oh, brilliant.
He loves the game, he loves the books, he loves the source material. And he got frustrated.
Over what happened?
Production.
Exactly.
The writing. There's a very key scene in the game. Geralt is a bit of a philosopher. He is grumpy, but he was annoyed that they were making Geralt a grunt all the time. He didn't speak much. Now, we did see the episode he did with Torment, and he got to actually do more of a talk.
Yeah.
Now, there was a very key scene in spoilers now that Roach, his horse, dies. And at the time, they gave him stuff that was more of a joke. So the joke was that the horse dies, he gets another horse, Roach. And he got into arguments with them, and he said, listen, you do what you do. And he did a monologue to the horse, and it was brilliant. Now, we've a former producer in it, and our writer, Bew the Mail, right? Now, they were former producer and writer at The Witcher, and they claimed that some of the writers on the Netflix series actively disliked the book and the game, and they wanted to do their own thing. And this frustrated Henry Cavill to the point he said, I will stay with you as long as this season goes, but it must stay true
To the books
to
or
the
the
book and
games.
games. Which is a good thing when you think about it as an actor. It wasn't about the paycheck for him. He wanted
The story to be the way it already was. Don't try and rewrite it. Like, the man has played the games, you know yourself, and the man has read the books. So he knows what way the character should go, and he knows what way the story should be told. He doesn't like the way that they're telling the story, but they're going to do a little leap around to try and tell the story. He doesn't like that, which is understandable because the fella puts his blood, sweat and tears into his work.
Yes.
And it's like they're just trying to make a shambles of it.
But it does bring up something we'll cover later in the video, is producers and writers producing an IP, an intellectual property, that they don't even like. And I the question why these people are involved, we obviously know it's money. Why don't they set up new things if that's where they want to put their ideas?
That's true.
Now, unfortunately, and I don't think it's his fault, Liam Hemsworth has been recast as Geralt. This is not going to go good. I don't think it's his fault. And in fairness, Henry Cavill was only a gentleman about him. Right? So he's saying it's not his fault. Don't give him that. It's not his fault. But I feel expectation when you see Liam Hemsworth
Taking over Henry Cavill's role.
It's just not going to work.
As you said, it's not his fault. It's a huge role and it's big shoes that he's
Bring him
going to
in as a
fill.
new character. As someone else.
Yeah.
Not as
Bring him,
Geralt.
maybe even bring him in as another Witcher.
Another Witcher.
But with that, they're obviously not going to do that. They want to keep Geralt going. So they're going to have Liam Hemsworth playing the same character, Henry Cavill. So he has big shoes to fill.
Huge.
But with that, the fans want Henry Cavill. They're going to see Liam Hemsworth doing this, and mark me words, and we'll come back to this one day. I'd say after this fourth season with Liam Hemsworth in it, I don't see it's going to do as well as the rest of them.
Well, it's constantly interesting things. We were talking about Blood Moon in the previous video about The Witcher.
Indeed.
And the thing about it is, every video that was being released of The Witcher, the animations that we talked about, they were getting amazing likes.
Yes.
It is getting ratioed out, Blood Moon. And I don't think it's Michelle Yeoh's fault. I do not think it's the actor's fault. people do not trust the studio. And it's become a form of protest that they're saying, we're going to ratio out Blood Moon, which is a shame. And there's even a petition to get Henry Cavill back. So they're saying, there is no show if Henry Cavill isn't there.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if the people in Netflix are going to listen.
Don't know.
If they don't, they're very unwise, you know. And it was sad to see him walk, because for friends of mine that have been fans of The Witcher for years, he was Geralt.
He played the part very well.
He even would use the voice similar to the game. He really wanted this. Now, the thing with Henry Cavill is this: we see this happen again and again with the studios. He wants to go in and tell a story, and the studios want to just throw in their story that
Want to do their own thing.
doesn't match the source material.
Yeah.
So the thing is, he's a man in demand, and he's one of the few actors left that actually has star power. That you'll actually say, oh, Henry Cavill's in it, I'll watch this. We were talking about Bill Skarsgård. Oh, Bill Skarsgård's in this, I'll watch that.
Yeah.
I'll give it a watch. Now, there has been, we talked about in the House of the Dragon speculation video, there has been talk of him taking a role in House of the Dragon.
But what will they do with him?
Well, he could be one of the Targaryens, you know, he could be one of the Targaryen bastards that was a rider. But he said, look, and this for me says what Henry Cavill is. I think it would be cool to be in Westeros. I really do. I don't think there's a place for me in it though, right? That goes to show, he didn't even say, I think it'd be cool for me to be in Game of Thrones House of the Dragon. He said Westeros. It's a universe he feels connected to.
Yeah.
He loves the source material. Now we'd love to see it. Currently he's doing his own thing, Holmes. That he's promoting that right now. So he is a man that is busy. We've also got his return through Black Adam as Superman.
Yes.
Now they're talking about a Man of Steel. And they're unfortunately with Ezra Miller, because of his antics, the Flash film was meant to reset things.
I don't even know what happened with him.
He is doing some creepy things,
I
breaking into people's houses and
All the most fucked up shit imaginable.
I've only...
Most definitely, and taking a woman into her house with the children, and there's guns everywhere. It's just crazy. Now, Flash was meant to reset this universe. That was the whole plan.
And that already had a trouble production before the whole Miller antics.
Yes. And it's shown problems for me. But they are talking about Man of Steel too. Right? And they want to go in the lighter direction. And one of the things they wanted to, and Cavill seemed to be a big supporter of this, is Superman doesn't kill. And he kills General Zod, who was brilliantly played by Michael Shannon.
Yes.
Now, they're talking about that this isn't the Superman that kills. And they're talking about a lighter note. They want to go back to the heroics of Superman. Also, Superman loses the plot at times, which can be interesting. Now, we don't know how much they're going to rejig. We know Henry Cavill's there. We don't know if Kevin Costner and Diane Lane are going to be there as his parents, and we don't know if Russell Crowe is going to be there as Jor-El. My memories of Man of Steel was, I loved the first half of the film, but at the end then it just became another film. Russell Crowe was brilliant in that. I'd like to see him
He
back.
didn't have much of a part in it, but when he was in it, he was great.
Brilliant. And Kevin Costner was there. I thought he was brilliant, and I thought his message was great. And it kind of reminded me a bit of Smallville. That he's from a small town.
What a show.
Yeah, which they're actually talking about bringing back.
What a show. I remember watching that as a kid and it was fantastic.
Yeah, for as a television program, it
Yes.
was good. So he's a busy man, Cavill. So we know. Unfortunately, I think will he go back to The Witcher? We don't know. But I think if he goes back to The Witcher, it's with conditions.
Yes.
And I think that's the only way that program's going to be a success. And I think it's important for the franchise to expand.
I think it's
and I do
important.
feel sorry for the people on Blood Moon that puts in so much hard work. It's not the fault of Blood Moon.
Studio.
It's the studio and the interfering. And people are very weary of Blood Moon because they're thinking, what are you going to change here? What are you going to change here?
Yes.
So, I think I might wrap it up on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. As I said, it'd be interesting to see what Henry Cavill does next. You know?
Hope the studios start listening to the people.
Yes, and he does actively involved with the fans. As I said, he is a gentleman in that he could have thrown shade at Liam Hemsworth, but he didn't.
Exactly.
He knows it's not Liam Hemsworth's fault. He's an actor. So we're going to leave it at that. If you could give us a like and subscribe for Stories Dublin. Onto the Instagram. We'll be making more content, and if you have any suggestions, leave a comment, or if you want to do, message us in the Instagram.
And we'll get straight back to you.
And we'll get straight back to you. Thanks for watching.
Thanks again.